Well, hello there all you absolutely magnificent people, and welcome back to another episode of An Ecologist Plays, where we talk about nature while playing games. And today we are back in Empires of the Undergrowth, and we are going to be playing as another ant species we usually cannot play as, and that would be the TRAPJAW ants. So we are going to be setting up another free play session here, and we are going to be in the jungles again. This time around we're going to be playing in Basin here, which is, I think, a little bit more of a challenging map to play on. And we're going to again go for a custom colony. Now this time around, the ants we are going to use as our base ants would be the black ant here. We are going to just have one type of worker. We are just going to have the TRAPJAW ant. Well, they call it the soldier here. It's the same thing. They are monomorphous, meaning that they only have one shaped ant they create. Unlike the driver ants and the army ants we have played as recently, they do not create these different sized soldiers. Instead, they just create, well, one shaped, one sized worker, and that will be the TRAPJAW ant soldier we have got over here. Now, because we're only going to have these soldiers running around outside, we're only going to start with a few workers, the ones around the queen herself, and we are going to actually make them efficient brood, because they're not going to go outside, they're not going to be part of the fighting, but I do want them to actually run around quite quickly in the nest. Now, with TRAPJAW ants, what they also very often have would be a sister colony, so we are going to have that in here as well. But because they are not going to conform to the same rules, we are going to give them aggressive brood. Now we are going to be in the same group because, well, we are actually relatives. Now what we are up against here would be leafcutter ants. Yes, we're going to definitely have leafcutter ants because, well, they are typical of these forested environments. And then we're also going to have termites. Yes, that is what we're also going to have. I think that's a good idea. Now what we're not going to have is fog of war. With the previous two episodes, with the army ants and the driver ants, we had fog of war on because, well, those species are quite blind. But the TRAPJAW ants actually have good eyesight, and they actually use the canopy above them as well as some scents to navigate through the territory. So we are going to have fog of war off so that we can actually know what is going on in the map. We are not going to disable upkeep this time around because, well, the Odontomachus have got quite small colonies. I actually don't know whether there'll be food for the termites, so maybe we don't go for termites. You know what, are we going to take termites out of the equation here? What we are going to go for would be another colony of leafcutter ants. Okay, so we've got two sister colonies in essence here because, well, the Odontomachus, the TRAPJAW ants here, they do actually split off from the mother colony to form little sister colonies. And if nests are closer than 10 meters, they generally are related to one another, and they don't actually attack one another. They may actually give food to the other individuals, to the other nests, so that is quite nice. Alright, I think we are all set up. They are going to be competing with one another, the leafcutters, and they are going to be attacking us, and we're going to attack them. I think let's actually jump right in, shall we? And here we are. The Odontomachus bowery, the TRAPJAW ants, have started a sister colony. So now we've got to, of course, try our best to survive. And we're just going to get a path to the outside world ready. Just check. Okay, there's some more food over here that we can also grab. This, of course, is where we are going to store our food. Now, the Odontomachus, the TRAPJAW ants, they are very generalist, actually. So they will be feeding on a variety of things. Whatever they can get their little hands on, they are going to go for. But the thing is, to make these soldiers, we need 90 food. We don't have enough storage to actually put down 90 food. So let's just make a few food chambers over here, and then we'll get that set up. We need at least one or hopefully two soldiers before we venture out into the big bad world. And there we go. There's our first one. And the second one. Now, there is potentially some food here. Let's go for that. Let's see if we can actually go for that at all, or whether we are going to now just die because we're uncovering these potentially big velvet worms over here. Now, it looks like we may be able to get here safely. That is great. Oh, no. Okay, we're not that safe. Let's see here. We've got the larvae of the rove beetles. Of course they are here. One is dead at least. Okay, that's going to be a bit of food at least. I think that's a victory. I think that, yeah, we did better than we would have done otherwise. Let's get a third one before we head out into the big bad world. I think 4. 4 may be good to go for. In essence, as many soldiers as we possibly can get. That's what we need. Now we have got perhaps a little bit more food we can grab over here, which will be absolutely marvelous. Yeah, we can indeed. Now, we've got seeds over here, and the Odontomachus bowery that we're actually playing as generally don't collect seeds, but there are some other Odontomachus, like Odontomachus minutus, I think it was, that will collect seeds. So they are very, very generalist. the Odontomachus bowery, these trapjaw ants that we are currently playing as, well, we actually would be a little bit more carnivorous, but very generalist carnivores, feeding on a variety of insect prey we can get. Let's see, how's our sister colony coming along? Actually quite well, I must say. Oh, they're collecting honeydew. That's perfect. You know, Odontomachus bowery is actually a species that will collect honeydew. So I'm glad you guys actually have got honeydew that you are collecting. That is marvelous. I must say, thus far that colony is doing better than when I tested whether this works or not. During the initial tests, yeah, my sister colony died so quickly. It wasn't even funny. Okay, you know what? We have basically collected all the food that we can in the nest here. Let's head to the outside world, or get ready at least to head to the outside world. And there we go. Okay, so this is our sister colony. Okay, great. They've got honeydew right next to them. Have we got anything useful close to us? I don't think so. I think we've got a rove beetle larva running around over here. It's dead, of course. Other than that, we don't really have anything right by us, which is not great. There are some seeds here that we can collect. Oh, and there is a nice big whip spider we can also harvest from. So that's something at least. And so, of course, we as the trapjaw ants here, we will be collecting things like these caterpillars over here. Nice defenseless, juicy caterpillars that we can collect. And we will encounter some rivals as well. There is another trapjaw ant right over there, and that actually belongs to a different colony. That is not our colony's trapjaw ant. But how do we know that trapjaw ant does not actually belong to our colony? How do we know it actually is a different colony's one? Well, when ants meet, they will be bumping antennae against one another. It's called antennating. Ooh, we need more soldiers, I guess. Great stuff. We've got a lot of food stored away. And when they antennate, what they will be trying to pick up is a specific compound, and the individuals from different colonies will have different concentrations of that in their bodies that they can then detect on one another. So that is actually quite marvelous. There is a jumping spider over here. I don't want to actually have my ants dying to the jumping spider because, well, these ants are quite expensive to make. What have we got? Oh, we've got our sister colony over here. Oh, they're collecting aphids over here. Oh, you little ones. Great stuff. You know what we are also going to do is we're actually going to collect some aphids as well. We're just going to set our Odontomachus here to not harvest, just collect. So don't get distracted by the seeds, guys. Ladies, don't get distracted by the seeds. Just grab the aphids here. Okay, now that you've grabbed the aphids, now you can collect the seeds. So we are going to be farming with aphids as well, because, well, that is what Odontomachus would do. Okay, the leafcutter ant colony there and here, oh, they are doing very well. Oh, if they decide to come for us now, yeah, we will be in danger. So what we do need would be some more soldiers. Now, the Odontomachus, the trapjaw ants, they generally form quite small colonies, with the Odontomachus having about 200 workers or slash soldiers in their colony. So they're not the big colonies that we saw in the previous two episodes, with the driver ants and the army ants. Instead, forming much, much smaller colonies. Now, of course, what we are also going to start soon would be another chamber, just with a few workers, just to visit this group over here, these two aphids that we've got on the milkweed over here, just so we can constantly get a little bit of food, a predictable amount of food in essence. Now we can, you know what, these ants over here, they're not actually making use of their resource over here, the honeydew. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to just run around and grab that. This honeydew over here is very predictable, very safe food that we can also grab. So that's what we're going to do as soon as we've actually defeated this one over here and that rival trapjaw ant as well. Now, we will in a moment talk about why they jump and how they jump back. It's quite amazing how and why they do it. Oh, the leaf cutters are going for my sister colony. That's not marvelous. And of course, there's a jumping spider as well. Oh man. We may be alone very soon, guys. We may be alone very soon. Do we help them, yay or nay? That's the question. Now, we would, if we, were true sister colonies, we definitely would be helping them. But I think we should. I think we should send our soldiers to go and try and resist this invasion. And now you're going for the honeydew. You suddenly realize, oh goodness, we've got honeydew there. Also going in here. They're just starting to come through. Okay. Let's do our best to help you guys. And we're just going to put the new Odontomachus babies over there, and we're going to just have them visiting the aphids up there. Okay, I think we've repelled that invasion. Great stuff. Let's grab some honeydew, shall we? So although we can't actually give our sister colony food, what we can do is we can try and protect them against things like these leafcutter ants that have invaded again. Still alive. Good. How's your queen? Yeah, queen is looking good. I think what's happening here is the leafcutters have been using up a lot of the leaves around the actual nest. So now they are starting to expand into, well, our sister colony's nest area. And now, of course, it's going to become nighttime. And that means a lot of other more dangerous creatures coming out, like these harvestmen, for example. They generally are more nocturnal. This one has just severed its one leg and was flopping around there for a bit. Where are you all going? It seems my sister colony is deciding to go on the offense. They're going out to go get rid of those leafcutters that attacked them. Good on ya. Good on ya. We, on the other hand, are just still building up our army. Now, interesting what we have here at the moment is I think our ants just kind of biting with their mandibles, kind of biting normally. But what they actually would be doing is they would be opening up these mandibles to 180 degrees, basically like perpendicular to their heads. And they can do that extremely fast. And then what happens is there are a whole bunch of muscles there and tension gets built up in the jaws. There's an amazing video by Z Frank in True Facts about TRAPJAW ants. I'll link it in the description of the video below. And what then happens is they release a latch, and then these mandibles slam forward, and it will go from an open to a closed position in 180 microseconds, I think it is. That is basically 180 millionths of a second. That is, I think it's 2,300 times faster than you can blink. So blink, and 2,300 times faster than you can blink. These guys close their jaws, close their mandibles, which is just amazingly fast. And of course, that then generates quite a bit of force, and it does quite a bit of damage to especially soft-bodied creatures like this harvestman over here. They wouldn't just be biting. They actually, so let's see, are they biting? Yeah, they are just biting, but no, maybe they actually were properly opening and closing their jaws. Not sure, couldn't really see. I mean, it happens so fast that it's almost impossible. It is impossible to see it with the naked eye. Okay, here goes our sister colony again. But, okay, those ants are still alive. Still alive, but they're not doing too great. Our sister colony is actually invading quite a bit here, which is great to see. Oh, velvet worm as well. Oh, marvelous. Love seeing the velvet worms as well. You know what? We are going to start upgrading our soldiers here, so they're a little bit stronger. Unfortunately, yeah, our sister colony here is doing what I kind of expected it to do. It's making the normal dusky ants as their main fighting force, which is of course not what Odontomachus would do. They only have these soldiers over here. Of course, there's a katydid. Now, the katydid here may actually be a little bit more well armored, and very often what happens then is what we call the bouncer defense jump, which is when the Odontomachus, when the TRAPJAW ants open up their jaws and they slam it shut. Oh, our food stores are full. Oh. And then they slam their jaws shut, but their jaws actually hit a harder surface, similar to hitting the wings of the ladybird beetle there, for example. They hit that, and that propels them backwards. It launches them back about 20 centimeters. So imagine biting into a hard surface, and that propels you about 30 meters backwards. That is what happens to the Odontomachus, to the TRAPJAW ants, when they bite onto something hard. Of course, there is an adult rove beetle as well, and it will, there we go, be able to spray defensive compounds to confuse us, and let us run away. There we go, that one jumped back. Of course, they do this in the game as well when they are threatened. And that is a different type of jump. That is a more vertical jump, actually, they normally would do. They angle their jaws downwards and then just bite the ground. Imagine in danger, you just bend down, bite the ground, and launch yourself into the air. Also about 20 centimeters straight up. The idea with that, though, is not actually to jump back and then come back into the fight. The idea with that defensive jump is actually to launch yourself straight up into vegetation, grab onto vegetation, and then run away. That is the idea with the vertical jump that they will do. So to literally just jump straight up into the air and try to grab onto overhanging vegetation and then try to run away. I'm just going to gather here quickly. because there's a big katydid in the area. We don't want to get eaten, or all of us don't want to get eaten by it. Oh, okay, never mind. It's fighting the leafcutters. Great stuff. Oh, a little whip spider, a young one as well, a little juvenile here, larva. There we go, and it is also dead, and now it has become food. And still, our sister colony, oh look, they've got TRAPJAW ants, the soldiers actually they're using now. These guys do stand a much better chance against the leafcutters than the other ones do. So they've got 75 health, okay, whereas the normal old dusky ant workers, yeah, they've got 25 health. So 3 times the health on these beefy boys over here. And they do 6 damage as opposed to the 1.8. So more than 3 times the damage output as well. Let's just help our sister colony here. Because, well, the leafcutters are coming over as well. We've got some TRAPJAW soldiers here, but you know what? We are going to help them in any case. That's what sisters are for. And there we go. We are basically repelling. There we go. I think we have repelled. Yeah, we have repelled them. Great stuff. Let's grab the honeydew over here. Oh, apparently the one queen is dead. So I guess you killed those ones there. Okay, so the sister colony actually contributing here. Wow, can you believe that? Because I cannot. But now that other rival colony is also coming through here. If you left yourself unprotected, I'm not going to help you now. I think they should be fine though. Yeah, I think they should be fine. Now the Odontomachus genus that we are playing as here, these TRAPJAW ants here, they occur in South and Central America. There's even some in Africa and Madagascar, and then also a few in Southeast Asia up to Australasia as well. But there are many other genera of similar trap-jawed ants, which are in different parts of the world. It is a strategy that you can find. You know, having these mandibles develop in such a way to use it as a way of catching food, as a way of defending yourself, and launching yourself into the air. It's a great strategy to use. So there are quite a few genera of species that have evolved trap jaws. And as far as I recall, it has evolved 4 different times that we know of in ants. So 4 very, very different. Oh, okay, our food stores again full. Great stuff. So at least 4 times that this has evolved in ants, which is really just amazing. And that's because, well, that is a strategy that works. You know what? I think we're all going to war now. Because, I mean, look at that. They're all getting ready to fight. Let's also invade. Let's just set our food gathering off, because otherwise we're going to be distracted by everything around here. I can't believe the TRAPJAW ants here did so well compared to the test I had previously, which they did really, really poorly. They were wiped out by the leafcutter ants very, very soon after starting. I honestly did not have a lot of hope for them. And here we go. Invading the leafcutters. But here we go, finally, our soldiers also getting into the fray. And of course they're jumping back again to try and get away from the soldiers. Get away from the ants attacking them, biting them. Yeah, I think we may stand a chance here. Maybe, maybe not. Our comrades in arms here are walking back. Oh, never mind, they're coming back again. Yeah, of course, still carrying on doing its job, carrying the massive piece of leaf back into the nest here. Okay, you know what? I think we may actually be doomed. Never mind. Let's stop this nonsense, stop this foolish invasion for now. Let's grab some food, actually. Because, yeah, that invasion was officially repelled. Now, you may have some very fierce interspecific interactions here in a moment, because the leafcutter ants are moving into this area that we currently are foraging in. And they may decide that, listen, we don't want you scurrying around here. Oh, never mind, never mind. I thought they were coming for the leaves, but no. They are coming to attack our sister colony. You know what? We are going to let them do that. Let's see how that plays out, shall we? Yeah, I think our sister colony may be a little bit in danger here. Never mind. They have repelled the attack. And now they're like, okay, come on, come at us. We're going to show you who's boss. Oh, but there we go. There's another army getting ready to invade along here. Now, the poppy plants that we had here that was producing some seeds, well, they're dead now. So they were short-lived. They're basically annuals. So I'm not surprised that they did die eventually. Wow, really getting on there and biting them. Now, the Odontomachus actually do also have stingers. Apparently relatively painful, at least short-term relatively painful stings. I do love the fact that over time things change. Like the poppy plants over here, basically no longer being present. Likewise, since we are now in daytime, not nighttime, we've got other species coming out again, and some of the previous species going away, like the big harvestman. I think it's running away now. No, it's still scampering there, I guess. Never mind. But there are some other species coming out now. Oh, there's some poppy seeds over here now, poppy plants over there. Now we also even have an army ant over here. Of course, that's just one of the ants that will spawn, I guess, over here. Somewhere, one of these little tunnels, in essence, that they are spawning from. But yeah, there goes the army ant back with some food. I suspect our sister colony is getting ready with another invasion. You know what? Maybe we should join them. We have mostly tier 3 soldiers here. Some tier 2 as well, but I think most of ours are actually tier 3, yes. Never mind, we're not invading yet. Well, not with a sufficient force, at least. Here we go. Here they are, getting ready to go. Okay. Oh, we're not attacking? Are we? No. Oh, they're very, very indecisive. I guess we are kind of attacking. Let's commit, shall we? You know, indecisiveness will get you killed. Generally, that's how it works. I think this colony is, yeah, it's on its last legs, actually. So this should be quite easy. So we're just going to also come in with our nice, strong ants. And let's end this, shall we? I must say, I do love the Odontomachus. I absolutely adore the TRAPJAW ants. I've never seen one. It's definitely on my list of something I would love to see. Oh, and that's the queen dead. And so the TRAPJAW ants managed to establish in the undergrowth here, somewhere in South and Central America. With the leafcutter ants vanquished, the area has become a bit safer for the sister colonies of the Odontomachus. Really, really quite cool. Let's just quickly carry on, because I do want to just talk about one other thing here. So now, of course, we don't have to worry about the leafcutter ants attacking us. And, we can steal their brood. Well, that's great. Let's go do that, shall we? That's a nice bunch of food for us. Now, the undergrowth here really is quite a dangerous place. So I'm quite surprised that we did survive. And I'm really surprised that our sister colony over here has done so well, because I really did not expect them to do too well. Especially when they were using a lot of these dusky ant workers as their main army. But they've grown. They have made quite a few of these soldiers, which is marvelous to see. And that really is what you would also expect to see. Them starting slow and then building up, and then voila, they've got this nice big army they're setting out with. But as mentioned, they are quite fierce, these TRAPJAW ants, quite aggressive towards members of their own species, but not the same colony. But also, if their nest is actually disturbed, they can be surprisingly aggressive. And you know that vertical jump I talked about when they're trying to escape and grab onto vegetation? Well, they can also use that jump to get onto predators. If they feel threatened, what they can also do is they actually do that vertical jump, and they manage to then jump onto a predator, and then they will bite and sting. And usually that sting is not that dangerous to us as humans, but there have been cases of it causing an allergic reaction, which of course is potentially quite bad. But usually not too bad. Oh, we've got a big harvestman coming in here wanting a piece of the action. You know what, you've just arrived just as we have most of our soldiers popping up. Not a good thing for you. Well, yeah, so it's a multi-purpose little pinch they do, little bite they do with their mandibles. Now, interesting what they feed on. That's why I really wanted termites in here as well. But I don't think the termites would have survived. I don't think there's enough dead plant matter for them to actually break down here. Would have liked if we could add that. I'm not sure whether I missed that, but yeah. But Odontomachus, at least I think it's Bowery that we have got over here as well. They have been known to feed on things like termites as well. Even termites that have chemical defenses. Spraying that horrible foul compound on whatever is attacking them. So even those creatures, those Nasuti termites, these snouted termites, not even they are safe from the bites of the TRAPJAW ants. So that bite force that they have, really amazing bite force that they will generate. But that bite force, they will be able to actually kill termites and other soft-bodied prey relatively easily. But then on harder shelled creatures like the ladybirds, for example, yeah, there they will battle. Because when they bite onto those harder shelled creatures, they very often just get flicked backwards. Which is, what you would expect. I love the fact that this harvestman over here has been walking closer to my column of ants and then walking back and walking closer and walking back every time, like, oh, no, there are too many to attack, and then running away. And they can actually see the jaws opening, closing, opening, closing, opening, closing, opening, closing. Of course, for the game here, it has to be done relatively slowly, but in real life that would be like that, like not even a blink of an eye. They actually are able to open and close their jaws. Really astonishing to see. But here, as night falls and nothing really poses a threat to our colony anymore, I think this is a good spot to end today's episode, everybody. So thank you very much for joining us on our little adventure. If you enjoyed the video, please do give us a like, and if you haven't yet, please do subscribe. Really great to see so many new people joining the channel. It just warms my heart. And if you've got any questions or perhaps a comment on what I should try next, please do drop it down in the comments below. There has been a suggestion to try and play as the fire ants again, just as a free play, so maybe I'll do that one next time, unless there are some other suggestions that you may have regarding what other free play scenario I may need to try out a bit. On Friday, of course, there is another Monster Hunter World video coming out as well. And then on Sunday, I will be streaming Reus, which is quite a fun game. I'll be playing, I think, Reus 2 for that on Sunday. So come and join me then for a nice little relaxing live stream as well. And until next time, everybody, stay safe. We'll see you all soon. Cheers!